credit to Texas Tech. They came in here, they got it done. They obviously had a great game plan and made timely shots and timely defensive stops, and that allowed them to get over the top on us. We felt like we had opportunities. Considering all the things that we're kind of going through, but yeah, you just got to get it done, and I love these guys, and we just need a good day off tomorrow, and kind of focus on winning the next one.
Questions for Coach?
Coach, how much did Co's absence really affect you guys?
I mean, it hurts us a lot, but we had enough to win. We had enough to win. We're up. You're up 7 with 3 minutes and change to go, and you got to find a way to close that out. We didn't. So Texas Tech gets credit for that. But yeah, I mean, it hurts us. It definitely hurts our rotation, and but that's how these seasons go. I mean, it's kind of funny. You're just seeing a lot of it across the nation this week. These seasons are long. They're hard. These kids work hard. These games are physical, and it looks like some of them are starting to get dinged up a little bit. So we'll bounce back, and hopefully we'll be fully loaded when we need to be.
Have, and is it potentially longer term than today?
I mean, we're gonna figure it out. It's a lower leg deal. And I know J-Rock and the doctors are on it, and I'm sure they'll do some testing, and we'll figure out where it's at. But I don't have anything other than that.
What's his deal?
Well, Dwayne has, he's got like an illness, like nothing crazy, but just something that's gonna probably keep him out for a short while.
He could miss Wednesday too.
Yeah.
Will for sure? Or?
I mean, I don't know for sure, but I think there's a chance, yeah.
Those first couple of minutes of overtime.
Yeah.
What kind of happened there to kind of let him?
Well, I think the first thing he did what he does. He got a couple loose ball / rebound, offensive rebound type putbacks. We got him to miss the first shot, but he was able to capitalize and get the putbacks on the second. So he's just really good at that. He's a really good player, and he's very opportunistic, which is a great skill to have.
Usually gets, he's been doubled a lot this season, but was there any thought to maybe potentially doing that?
I mean, for sure. I mean, we were telling guys to be comfortable to come from different angles and stuff like that. But, yeah, I mean, he made a few post moves down the stretch at the end of the game that kind of stood out. But other than that, it was more kind of loose balls, putbacks, and things like that, that kind of did. I thought for a lot of the game we did a pretty decent job on them.
Coach, what do you make of the overall level of physicality in this one? I feel like a lot of people compared it to a bloodbath.
Yeah, I mean, Texas Tech, they do a great job of that. I mean, they're a really physical team. They teach it well, and, that's fine. I mean, I think it always, the first time you play them, it's kind of eye-opening for your guys. And in the second half, I thought we did a better job dealing with it. But, like I said, we just didn't close it out those last few minutes of the game.
Are you happy with your offensive possession? You said you were up 7 with about 3 minutes left. I mean, what do you think of your looks kind of down the stretch?
I mean, I'll have to go through and see them. I can't remember exactly, what some of those looks were. I think we had a few shots that were makeable, just rolled off the rim, that you wish that would just kind of roll in and finish. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't easy to get our offensive rhythm all night. I mean, it wasn't easy, and they did a great job defensively. I mean, they held us to 39.3. We held them to 40.9, so that's a physical game.
In here, he said that they wanted to make it your 2-point shots as deep as possible, as far away from the basket. Do you feel like they were keeping you from getting as close to inside?
I mean, I'll have to go back and watch it. I don't know what our shot distance was or things like that. But yeah, I mean, that's a great tactic. You know what I mean? To body us up and make us score over bodies from distance, for sure.
Looking forward to a day off tomorrow. Do you feel like there might be a little bit of fatigue happening right now?
I mean, I think for everybody it is. I mean, you just got to be honest with yourself. We're all human. I mean, the season's been long, but obviously you can see some injuries and illnesses are starting to pile up and catch up with us a little bit. But if you think you're going to go through a season unscathed, you've never done this before. So we need to keep at it. We need to keep our heads high. There's no shame in losing to Texas Tech today. I mean, we wish we would have came out on top. We didn't. We gotta learn from it, and understand we're still a really good team, and keep building.
With a young team like this is their first loss at home.
Yeah. 2
losses this week. How do you turn kind of this week's experience into a learning opportunity, especially for the young guys?
Well, I mean, I think you have to be honest with them, and they got to see where their shortcomings, where they are, and you got to address them. And And yeah, then we just got to get back to work. You know, you got to get back to work. These guys are high character guys. They've all lost games here and there in their lives. You know, I mean, they're winners, but they've lost a few games. So, you know, it's not the first time in their life they've had this experience, and not the first time I've had it as a coach. So let's get back to it.
In the game, do you expect to do that a little bit more?
Yeah, I think definitely now that, you know, we'll see where our numbers end up. You know, we have a better idea. You know, this kind of fell on us pretty fast these last few days. So if we have a little more lead time, yeah, I think you know, we'll definitely want to look at Evan and CD, you know, and kind of some roles that can kind of help, you know, give us a little more depth.
Do you have any longer-term plans without Dwayne, like maybe playing Deli a little more? Or something?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think the plan was to play Deli more. I'm surprised he only ended up with 21 minutes, but yeah, I'll have to look at that for sure. I mean, that was definitely a plan to play him more.
Not the outcome you wanted, but how big were Yvonne's free throws at the end of regulation?
It was great. I mean, it was great. I mean, our guys, we didn't close it. We got down. You know, we gave up a three that you wish you wouldn't have. They go up two, and we come down, and you know, we found a way to tie the game on the last possession. I mean, that's big time stuff. We work on that stuff a lot, and delivering those game moments is really important.
You mean the Atmore one in the corner?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the deal on that? I mean, it looked like you got a pretty good look.
I mean, I think JB just lost him. You know, I mean that's what it looked like to me. I haven't went back and watched the clip, but he just, you know, I think it looked like Anderson drove. We kind of had him stopped, you know, and JB, you know, his guy relocated, and JB kind of lost vision of him, and it was late, and you know, that's just a untimely error, but it happened. So you know, hopefully we'll learn from it.
What type of difficulties does coaching against Grant McCaslin, who you have such intimate knowledge of the way he wants to coach, and vice versa, how does that chess match go during the game in general?
Well, we play two very different styles. You know, Grant is a chess player, and I'm more of a checkers player. You know, I play checkers. I like play checkers when I have two. You know, you double them up, and you can jump forwards and backwards and kind of overwhelm people. But yeah, that's being tested right now with where we're at physically, and they did a great job. I mean, they did a great job. They pulled it out at the end. I mean, that's what you want to do on the road. You want to keep it close and find a way at the end. So 100% credit to them. We felt like we had chances, and we didn't make that play or do the job. So, you know, that's just reality.
I realize there's plenty of basketball reasons, but do you feel like that any of the peripheral stuff going on this weekend made any difference?
I don't think so. You know, I didn't think our energy was bad today. You know, it took us a few days to kind of build back from that Kansas trip, but I don't think so. I don't think so.
Insider trading with Rem? I'm just kidding.
That's not funny. But I am happy, and here's why I'm happy. I'm going to go to the hospital right now, and I'm going to go see my granddaughter that was just born at halftime. London May Lloyd was born at halftime on February 14th. So I'm going to go see her, hang out with her, and reset like a normal person. I love you guys. We're fine. And I can't wait to get this team back on the court and kick some ass. Thank you, guys.